What's up, fellas? Willie the Greek chiming in 2016 NFFL. Well, let me start off by saying this. One club battles to be the two-time champ. So it's going to be a one-club battle to be the two-time champ. Who will it be? Well, let's go ahead and jump right into this. With all things being equal, barring injuries, on that unforeseen superstar that may pop up out of nowhere like he does every year, and also unexpected crazy trades. What's up, Mike? This is what we see. And we're going to start from the bottom and work our way up. All right? Obviously, the first and 14th team in this league will and shall ever be the Saints. Sorry, the Saints does not put forth an effort. They only tune themselves up and get themselves ready to play when they play against the Assassins. And that's week 3 of this year. So then after that, he ain't going to participate no more. So, no playoffs for you. Saints ain't going to make the playoffs. Number 13. The Stomp. Yeah, I said it. The Stomp. Where your weakness is at is in your running backs. Right now, you're looking for a rookie to take over a veteran spot in Tennessee. Keep your fingers crossed for that one. You got also a running back that's part of possibly a running back by committee, because the coach is not afraid of doing running back by committee at all out there in Chicago. So, that's a weakness for you. Besides the fact that your tight end position, you got a tight end that's got a quarterback that ain't never thrown for more than 30 touchdowns in a season or won more than 10 games in a season in his entire career. So that ain't going to happen. What's next? Number 12, two club gladiators. The weakness is at your quarterback position and your tight end position. I'm sorry to say, the quarterbacks you have selected, they are somewhat level 3, third level quarterbacks. They're not going to get the job done when they face the other opponents in this league. Their points won't match up, and that's where your weakness is at. In addition to your tight end that you got there, Safari and Jenkins in Tampa Bay, you rolling the dice on that cat. Hopefully that he'll stay in line and get you some major points, because if not, that tight end position, again, is in the 14-team league, that's a critical position. In a 14-team league, that's a critical position, and that's where your weakness is at. So you got to hope that Safari and Jenkins step his game up and that your quarterbacks don't come out less than the other quarterbacks that they play against in this league this year. Number 11 through 8, not in any order. They somewhat have somewhat of the same outcome at the end of the year. Not making the playoffs, obviously. But I'm going to do them in deference order, starting off with Bounty. The Bounty champs, your weakness once again, a tight end is an important position in this league. Tight end and your flex player. You got Kelsey out there in KC. Again, you got another poor quarterback that doesn't throw touchdowns, and most of the touchdowns he throws now are going to Macklin. So you better hope that Kelsey gets more looks this year. If not, he's going to have a regular mediocre season that may, in the end, hurt your team. Your flex positions. What I see here off of your roster is it fills with a lot of hopes and dreams. You hope the guy gets off the IR, and you dream that the other players have great seasons, even though they're number 2 and 3 options on the team. So basically, no playoffs for you. Number 10, Nuke Regime. Sorry. You don't make it this year. Your weakness is at running back and at tight end. Right now, keep your fingers crossed that Melvin Gordon does something for you. Because if he doesn't pan out year 2, you're not making the playoffs. Can Drew Brees finally make Coby Fleener a top 5 tight end? Only time will tell. Is Coby Fleener really Coby Fleener? As one coach once says, you are who you are. You are who your record says you are. And his track record don't look that great. Well, you know, if Drew Brees can make Ben Watson look good, I'm sure he can do that for you with Fleener. But if that don't happen, no playoffs for Regime. Next is 4 Club. Once again, tight end is a very important position in this league, and you got Julius Thomas. Julius Thomas has done a Houdini act. He has disappeared. No Peyton Manning, no Julius Thomas. Sorry. And that right there is going to be a weakness when you come up against other opponents. As well as the fact that your flex players, you fill with a lot of number 2s, which is flex players, but they got to have breakout years this year. You got an old guy and you got a lot of unproven players that you're going to put in that position. So only time will tell. If not, no playoffs for you, 4 Club. Next is Deuces. Deuces are wild. Tight end. Flex player. Again, no quarterback. Who we got for Zach? The rookie with Zach Ertz. You got a possibility with Zach Ertz because now they just changed quarterbacks on us. And he may lean on his quarterback a little bit. I mean, on his tight end a little bit more than the outside receivers. So that may come to play for you and help you out. Your flex positions, they don't give big point outputs. You know, it's to be determined. Your flex position, again, is in a disarray. You got injured people for running backs, third-tier players, hoping someone gets injured so they can finally get onto the field. So, again, that's where your weakness is at right now. At that position, at tight end, and that flex position, you got to tighten that up. Number 7, Mike's Mustangs. Your running back position, and you are one team heavy. You are too heavy on the Jaguars. Jaguars have a poor day. You have a poor day. You don't have them stretched out anywhere. Your running backs, this team will not be the same. Well, again, we all know Mike. So whatever team this is, it won't be the same at the end of the year or at the deadline for trades. So we'll come back and revisit all this again in November to see what's what. But Mike, he's not going to keep the same team. He's already started the trades already. So this is a wild card here. So that's why we got him at 7. What else? Good luck. That's what I can say. We'll never know what Mike is going to do at the end of the season. All right, now that takes us to the 6 teams that do make the playoffs. We're going to start off now with the head knockers. You do make the playoffs, but your weakness, once again, is at running back and at the flex position. It was just the uncertainty of Mac Jones, man, in Washington. That could be a problem for you. The fear of Golden Tate being outshined by Marvin Jones in Detroit. That could be a problem for you. What else? That's basically it. So you got to be careful of those 2 positions right there. You know, Golden Tate and Marvin Jones, you know. But again, this is, if anything, it just stays the same throughout the year. Number 5, Stampede, you make the playoffs. I hate to say this, but your flex position with Funches is a 3rd or 4th option with Carolina. So that may not help you. But again, you do make the playoffs. You got a good team. All the teams that make the playoffs have good teams with very little weaknesses upon them. And then you got a 50-year-old kicker. That may not come into play with Sebastian Janikowski out there in Oakland. But again, otherwise that, you make the playoffs, so you got a chance to win. Obviously, the Assassins made the playoffs. We really see the weakness with that team with the running back in Detroit. If Abdullah doesn't show up in year 2, you know, then that's the weakness right there. Otherwise, that again, these teams that make the playoffs, I don't see weaknesses in them. I just see one or two here, but the other ones that did make the playoffs, that's what's going to keep them from making it. Number 3, Sinister 6. Man, where would that be? Tight end. We just don't know what's going to happen with Martellus Bennett. Let's hope Martellus doesn't piss off Tom Brady. He's a Trump supporter. Tom Brady, that is, or Trump is his friend. I'm not going to say his supporter. I'm going to say Trump is his friend, as he says. And, Martellus Bennett, he can get somewhat more liberal than the most. So let's hope things aren't said in the locker room during the election time. And he don't get no targets thrown at him. But anyway, Sinister 6, you'll make the playoffs. Like I said, you just keep your fingers crossed for Martellus Bennett. Now, the two people that will be battling for the championship for 2016, obviously is 3 through X behind me and the Pretty Boys. Well, the only weakness I see right now with the Pretty Boys is Dwayne Allen. You got hopes and dreams in him that he finally shows up and stays healthy throughout the season. Your biggest concern is health with Arian Foster and Jamal Charles that you just picked up. If those cats stay healthy for you throughout the year, you got a smooth selling throughout the season. You just need that tight end Allen to step his game up. And I am officially crowning the 2016 champ at the beginning of the year. It will be 3 through X clubs behind me. That's a solid team, top to bottom. The only weakness I saw was in that defensive lineman. He went out off the waiver wire, picked him up. That's a solid team, top to bottom. So, you heard it here first. Willie the Greek, NFFL 2016 prediction. Clubs 3 through X behind me will be the new champ and have their second championship in the league. All right, noobs. Hope you enjoy. Yo.